All right, welcome to Practical Speaking with Kess. My name is Kess. I'm your guy, your boy with the swag, with the sauce, and with the vibe. Today, we want to look at a trending issue that is germane and is eating us deep when it comes to marriage, and that is domestic violence. Domestic violence, or what you call domestic abuse. We have so many cases on the internet that is mind-blowing, and sometimes we ask ourselves, how did we get to this space that violence is now becoming a norm in the home? Husband beating wife, and sometimes beating wife to death. Wife reacting to husbands, and sometimes stabbing husband to death. A policeman picked a gun, shot the wife, shot the children, and shot himself. Of course, the latest one that have been trending and is still trending, at least for now, is the case of this gospel singer, Osinachi. But then I want to look at domestic violence and domestic abuse. If we want to look at it, even from the dictionary point of view, it is the same. But there's a thin line between domestic violence and domestic abuse. They are not the same. My perspective though, but my perspective is there is a thin line between domestic violence and domestic abuse. Domestic abuse is what results to domestic violence. Domestic violence is when a man or a woman raises his hand physically. And so many a time what we see and what we tend to react to is the physical abuse. But before the physical abuse, a lot of abuses have taken place. The physical abuse is what we see, is the violence we see. And so we say there's domestic violence. Domestic violence is taking place in that home and all that. But before the abuse, before the violence, a lot of abuses have taken place. What are the abuses in the home that actually leads to domestic violence? Number one, because we have so many of them, but I'll just highlight a few. Number one, I want to look at the financial aspect, the financial abuse. A lot of questions have been raised. And one of the most popular questions when it comes to money in the home is a man and a woman who is supposed to control the money made from both parties. And of course, I have had so many arguments that says the woman's money is our money and the man's money is our money. Once there is this perspective of the woman's money is our money and the man's money is our money, you have financial violence has crept in that you may not really count. But at the long run, if it is not well handled, it will lead to domestic violence. It will lead to physical abuse. Financial violence. For example, a man gives his wife money to cook. The man went out to hustle. And coming back home, no food. Nothing. And the man asked, where? No food? And the woman said, sorry, oh dear, I just want to look good, so I took the money and went to make my hair. Like, seriously? Financially, you have just abused that man. The man may not say anything, because there are some men that don't talk. They are not, the man may not say anything. They just say, bring it. But you have abused that man financially. But as you constantly abuse that man financially, he gives you money, you use the money for what it's not meant for, you constantly abuse that man. A day will come, there will be a double reaction for all the reactions you have been doing. A woman, a hardworking woman, makes money, bring the money to the home, and the man takes the money. Or you take your wife's ATM card, you withdraw some money, and you go to the bar to drink with your friends. you are abusing your woman financially. That financial abuse may lead to psychological abuse, where the man tends to you constantly you abuse the man financially, and the man psychologically, the man will not be balanced. And so many times, that's why you see so many men, they tend to eat outside before coming back home. It also boils down to the fact that when you don't actually cook, or when you waste the man's money for things that doesn't really matter, there are so many repercussions to that. But I am just of the opinion that we don't abuse ourselves financially, because there are deep consequences. Every abuse, once it gets to the peak, in physics there is this law, Ohm's law. When you draw a rubber, when the rubber gets to the elastic limit and you are still drawing the rubber, it will cut. It will cut. So when you constantly abuse your partner, it will get to the elastic limit that the person will no longer take it. At that point of, hey, I'm tired of this, there is this tendency of becoming physical. And so many times we don't look at the causes of the physical abuse. We only look at the physical abuse. We have the psychological abuse. We have mental abuse. When you constantly talk down on your partner, you are mentally abusing your partner. You reduce a standard, reduce a morale. You are a woman, you constantly abuse your husband mentally. You reduce his person, you reduce his ego. Ladies and gentlemen, your wife is your GO, your general overseer in your home. Your husband is your GO. I am appealing to you, ladies and gentlemen, watch out for domestic abuses in the home front. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. God bless you.